I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go live again this week, but I absolutely probably won't be going live this weekend. So let me talk to you guys about maybe how you can vet a home care business mentor. Hi, how are you? My name is Sean, aka the Savvy Business Chick, and I've helped over 700 home care and home health care business owners start and grow and scale their home care, home health care business. So I wanted to talk to you guys about how you can vet a home care business coach or how you can vet a home care business mentor if you want to work with them. Here are some things that I've picked up because guess what? Every time I get on a call and I do free calls on Thursday, I'm always hearing these stories about, I feel like I'm doing like counseling sessions sometimes about how someone was taken advantage of either monetarily or they just didn't, they had an understanding that the program they were in or the services they were getting was supposed to be one way and it ends up being another. And I just wanted to talk about some of the questions that you might need to ask someone prior to working with them, if that's okay with you. So let's talk about that tonight. And first, I always start this way, but let me know where you're watching me from. I always like to know where people are at different parts um, of the world, parts of the country. And let me know where you're watching me from. Number one, just drop your state or your city in the chat. And then lastly, let me know um, if you are an aspiring home care business owner, give me the number one. Hey, Josephine in Virginia. Thanks so much. Whoop. Hey, Georgia, Kimberly. And hey, South Carolina. Now, the reason why, okay, so you're number one. Thank you, South Carolina. The reason why I'm going over this tonight is, again, every Thursday, I used to do it on Tuesdays, but every Thursday I have what I'm starting to call free call Thursdays. Your first call, 10 minutes, but I always end up giving you just a little bit more, is free. You can literally ask me anything. Like I had a young lady who was doing her Pennsylvania home care application, and she said she had 3 things come back, and she literally asked me over the phone what she put, and I just took the time to answer her question. Like she read it to me. I didn't see her application, but she read me the questions, and I told her exactly what to put as answers. That's just a type of um, mentor I am, that um, I'm I'm trying to show you guys that I'm I'm a I'm not a gatekeeper all the way. you know, um, I'm not a gatekeeper all the way, right? So with that being said, um, but I get a lot of people who join my program, who get on my calendar, and guess what they tell me? I get a number of stories about them working with a mentor, a coach, or consultant. And a lot of these stories are not good. And I want to either hear your story. So if you have worked with a mentor or coach, um, drop an emoji in the, maybe drop a hand emoji in the comment so I can maybe call you up and you could tell me your experience. But I'm telling you guys, um, this week alone, I've spoken to multiple people who are licensed. Here's the thing. I'm catching people after they're already licensed, and now it's like I have to play damage control because they're already licensed. Guess what? They are licensed but completely lost. And that's a really horrible place to be. And when I listen to these stories, number one, I thank God that I had a mentor who guided me step by step. And this is why every time I get on live, I vow to do a couple of things to not be a gatekeeper. Because remember, I told you this industry is the most tight-lipped industry, right? It means people aren't talking. People, let me drink a little bit of water. Sorry. People aren't talking. People aren't sharing, and so it's kind of hard for you if you're getting started or if you just started your home care business to know what's real, right? Um, and so that was like a lot of my conversations, right? Horrible experience. Josephine, where are you you said Virginia. Ellen, where are you located? Okay, so I've spoken to several people who are licensed but completely lost. They work with a coach, a consultant, paid thousands of dollars. Last year, me and my friend Carl Pierre, everybody calls says, "You mean the bald-headed guy on YouTube?" Yes, the bald-headed guy on YouTube. That's my business brother. His business makes over $1 million a month, guys. And that's all we did was hear stories about people who got taken advantage of. And so we kind of decided to do something about it. But we're still catching people. We're still catching people. That's why one of the things you can do to help out is, you do the hearts, you share the hearts, share this broadcast, right? Because something I am saying someone needs to avoid in their experience of getting started. So most of the people that I talk to, guys, they are licensed but lost. They have no idea how to get clients. I've met several people, they don't even know what their prices are. That's something that's very simple to me because we kind of go over these things in our first 1 to 2 sessions in my home care Kickstarter program. We go over your pricing model, your fee schedule, your service menu, your scope of services. If you want to offer signature services, if you want to offer white glove services, if you want to niche your services, if you've heard of any of these things that I just mentioned, let me know. Say, oh yeah, I know about that. But if you've never heard some of these things I've mentioned, type which one in the comments. Have you ever heard of a service menu? Have you ever heard, of course, you should know what a fee schedule is. You should know what your fee schedule are, your pricing model. Your pricing model helps you to know how profitable you're going to be. Niche specific services. You should know niche specific services. You should know if the gold white glove services. White glove services, guys, is old school for concierge services. So I just want to drop that hint to you. A lot of people are saying concierge services, concierge services. Concierge services used to be called white glove services. Okay, that's the new white glove services, right? And so I know, especially my last home care Kickstarter, I had a lot of people that were interested in white glove services, and so we talked about it. We spent the whole 1, 2, 3 sessions going over it, and so by the time that we end the program, people know how to do it. They know how to develop that for their business in their area, what that looks like. Then we even go over gap analysis. A gap analysis means if you've ever said to yourself, "Oh, I haven't seen too many agencies do this in my area. I wonder if this would be a good idea." All of those things we go over in my home care Kickstarter program, right? But again, I'm constantly running into people who jump on my free call on a Thursday and they're overwhelmed. I end up having to spend a lot more time with them than the 10 minutes because they're so hurt, they're so damaged, and they just want their business to be successful, but they don't know where to start. Hey, Jasmine. Okay. And they're asking for now what? They're asking for now what, right? Now what means I'm licensed. What do I do with this, right? They want to know what they do with that because they've spent either some money, couple of hundred, couple of thousands, or there's some people. I've spoken to a couple of people who have spent over 15,000, 20,000 starting their home care business and then dead end, right? So my purpose for talking to you tonight about um, how to vet out a home care coach or home care mentor. I do not plan on bashing anybody. I'm not here to bash any home care coach, any home care consultant. I honestly have never heard anybody call themselves a mentor until I start calling them a mentor, but that's another subject. But of course, if you get on live with me, you share with me your experience, I'm going to help you and definitely be empathetic to what's going on. Josephine on YouTube said, yes, that's me. Paid all that money, received 12 deficiencies prior to get my license. Now I'm lost. Woo, 12 deficiencies in Virginia. Oh, wow. I just read that. So, you received 12 deficiencies. Are you licensed now? Are you licensed now, Josephine? That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. So, so let me see. So when you want to work with a home health care mentor, here are some things that you should kind of know before you work with them. Number one, if you guys are taking notes, have they been in your shoes? Have they been in your shoes? Some people have actually worked for somebody else that did licensing assistance, and then because they were the administrative person or they were the ones that always called the state, they never ever operated a home care business, but they're really, really good at paperwork. And, if I think if that person fits in your budget, I don't mind. I wouldn't say, well, don't use them. When I first got started my home healthcare business, I was on a budget, guys. I'm fully aware of budgets. I've been told so many times that my prices are low. But guess what? I was on a budget. I paid things as I went. I had 2 part-time jobs. I had to invest in my mentor, and I had to pay for things a la carte as they came up with my business, pay $500 for my business registration. Then I had to pay for my licensing fee. I worked with her to do my policies and procedures. So technically, I did my policies and procedures from scratch, but she let me see her policies and procedures. So I had the framework. But here's the thing, her agency was so old that she told me, well, you can't copy and paste my policies and procedures for your business because some of the things that I wrote for my policies and procedures back in the day won't work for you now. So that is, I want you guys to listen to that. That's something my mentor told me. So sometimes you have these people that you might know and they own a home care business, but guess what? If they got licensed a while back, their policies and procedures could just be a framework, a frame for you developing your policies procedures. A lot of times they're not um, like a easy copy and paste, right? It's not that simple. And so I've had people to say, yeah, somebody that owns a home care agency, they said they were going to help me. I can use their policies. And they took a long time to get back to them. You know why? Because this happens all the time in states. What they asked for a couple of years ago, it's now different. It's now different. So you got to find out if this person has been in your shoes. Make sure I'm not missing any questions. They've been in your shoes before. And then so that should be one telltale sign if they can help you. You want to know if they've actually owned and operated a successful home care agency. You guys should not be, you know, apprehensive if somebody owned a home care agency and sold it, right? Because I I have plenty of friends that um start businesses, build them up, scale them, and sell them, right? And then they walk away with, a seven-figure exit, eight-figure exit. So that's some good money, and then they have still left a legacy because they built that business. So you want to know if someone has actually owned or operated a successful home care business. But what if they say, no, I've never owned or operated a home care business, but I've gotten this many people licensed? If that's your goal, to just get licensed and to use them for the licensing, then I say go for it, right? I know you'd be like, well, Sean, why would I go for it when they're just going to get me licensed? Because I would say go for it if it fits your budget. But if you want more, if you need more, then you should get a program that includes both. Okay. They actually owned or operated a successful home care agency. Do they know licensing? Do they know regulations? Do they know marketing? Do they know staffing? And do they know how to do a survey? Do they know how to help you with your initial survey? Because some states, like Virginia, that Josephine put up there on YouTube, they still have initial surveys, right? Some states still have initial surveys. Can they help you with just simple questions? Oh, you have to do a plan of correction for all 12 deficiencies. How long ago was this? What's your question? Dreamful 30. Okay. So did you guys write down number one? Look for proven industry experience. Did you write down number one? Of vetting a home care coach. So if they don't have, if they've never owned a home care agency, you at least want to see their success rate for completing applications, and ask them how many applications have they completed for this, for that particular state. You want to see how many they have actually done. Ask them that simple question. Some of you guys already know the the states I've worked in, because I'm always giving you an update. I'm always saying, oh, we spoke to the state, and but just find a way for them to validate their experience, right? Okay. Then another thing, let me see, did you post your question? Dreamful asked me a question. Does the state inspection for non-medical home health agency before you start? In some states they do. In some states they do. Oral Beauty says, I'm Medicaid approved in Minnesota. How do I get Medicaid clients? My simple answer is you have to market. So do you have a marketing plan? Right? Do you have a marketing plan? That's my first question to you before. I mean, because people always ask me, I get asked this, if not almost every day, how do I get clients? My simple answer is you have to market. If you did not think about how you're going to market, if you do not have a marketing plan that is for every single month of the year, then guess what? You're going to find it hard to even get Medicaid clients, because most people think when you get approved with Medicaid that the state puts you on some kind of call list, and they say, oh, you're up next, so you get the next 2 clients, and then you start operating your business. And never ever happens. The state will never call you up and give you a referral, even when you're a Medicaid provider. Okay, so number one, I said, you want to look for proven industry experience, whether they've owned a home care agency or they just had a lot of success with completing the application, but not just completing the application, they've gotten people licensed. You want to ask for some specific outcomes from that mentor, like, can they clearly explain things? Like, can they clearly explain what will happen at the end of the program, right? So I see some people that have different skill sets when it comes to helping people get licensed, or what they call mentorship. Some people focus heavily on the regulations, and they'll say, oh, because I am a certified consultant or whatever like that, I can make sure you get accredited, right? So listen out for things like that, because if they're saying, I can help you get accredited, I can help you get accredited, and they don't say anything else, and that is your goal to be accredited, then I would say align with them. Because if that's your goal to be accredited, or if you're in a state like New Jersey where you have to be accredited within your first year, then they might be a good mentor, a good coach, a good consultant for you, right? If that's what they do. Then, but that if that's all they know, then just understand that that might be all that they can give you. They can give you submit your application, help you understand the regulations, and help you get accredited, and then the buck stops here, right? Right? The buck stops here. Okay. So you want to know if they can clearly explain what you'll be able to get at the end of their services, or at the end of their program, right? And so if they're not able to clearly tell you, then that might not be a red flag, but it might be a yellow one. It might be a pump the brakes one, right? And again, because I know a lot of us are on a BUDGET, work within your budget, right? But then also don't limit yourself. don't limit yourself, because sometimes people don't ask and then they don't know, oh wow, you had a payment plan, or I could have did this and this and this and this. Okay. All right. So here's another question, and I promise you I'll get to your questions. Let me just go through these three more things that you should do to vet out a potential home care coach, home care mentor, home care consultant. Um, you want to check for what kind of training, what kind of mentorship that they offer, not just paperwork. Because I tell you, I don't know, after I started using, okay, I'll call, hi, Miss Pat. After they started using, after I've always used Mentor forever and a day. Why? Because my mentor was a registered nurse, a very successful Christian businesswoman who ran a multi-million dollar business in the 80s. And she was so visible because everybody knew her at church, like, oh, there she is, you know. And so when my encounter with her is that, and she took me under her wing to teach me how to start my own home care business, because she technically could have just been like, oh, wow, she has this background in international business. She worked with stockbrokers. She's really good at marketing. She could have just been like, oop, I'm just going to make you a high paid, employee. No, she said she wanted to Mr. Miyagi me, right? She wanted to teach me how to do my how to own and start my own home care business. And so her mentorship, um even though the entire curriculum was not laid out, right? Because like she was technically doing it from scratch. It was very clear from the beginning. She was like, well, first I'm going to go over the regulations with you, because you need to know how to be in compliance, and then we're going to do the policies and procedures, so you can submit your application. And then she was like, let's meet every week, so that I can go over these things with you. You can ask your questions. We can do lunch. She laid out enough things for me that I knew what to expect, right? So she didn't say, oh, we're going to go marketing, we're going to go do this. She didn't give me a whole agenda, but she laid out enough things for me where I knew what to expect. Okay. Again, if you guys have questions, I promise you I'm going to get to your questions, right? So you want to have a clear understanding of what kind of training, what kind of mentorship you are getting, not just the paperwork, right? Because people keep telling me, I said between last week and this week, paperwork, essentially, they think they're getting a mentor. You think you're getting a mentor. You think you're getting a consultant. You think you're getting a coach, but all you're getting is a paper pusher, license application writer, policy developer, right? Licensing, guys, ladies, is only the start of your business. Okay? Licensing is only the start, right? But there's more things to it than getting licensed, right? Don't miss all of the fun parts of you owning and operating and growing your business by only doing the licensing. You guys work up a sweat after you've gotten licensed, and then you're discouraged, you're not motivated to actually operate your business and grow your business. So if you know that that's all they're going to give you, then you should think about how far you want to go after your license, right? What, and specifically, you can just ask, hey, will you teach me how to run my business? Will you teach me how to grow my business? And again, if they don't give you a full answer, but if you feel at peace with what they tell you, yeah, we're gonna do boom, 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 then you can let that be a check in your spirit, your intuition, to move forward. Okay. You want to see if they have any testimonies, any client testimonials, any success stories um, of people that they work with. People with real names and real results, right? They got a Google business profile with star ratings. They have Facebook. You can leave reviews. You have different places where you can leave reviews, right? And so earlier today, I had someone ask me, can they speak to some of my clients for references? And I said, honestly, what you can do is go on my Google business profile and look at my gold star reviews. You can see my social media pages where I take screenshots of my mentees and my clients showing me results from using my DIY kit, from doing a marketing training, whatever it is, because actually somebody doesn't want to get on the phone with a stranger. I know none of my mentees do. They don't want to get on the phone with a stranger and have you drill them, right? They just don't. So I just thought I've gotten that question before. I didn't take any offense by it, but that is kind of like a little bit of an unreasonable request. Like that's just something that it's kind of hard for you to get that kind of reference. So you just got to trust the success stories that are shared on their platform, right? I'm gonna check some of these messages because they say I got 89 right now on TikTok, and I don't want to get too far behind. Okay, make sure. Okay, hopefully I didn't miss too many. Oh, maybe they were just people sharing and liking and stuff like that. It just came up as messages. I answered the question about Medicaid. I answered a question about does the state do inspections prior to you start? Answer that question. You market online and in person. Okay, great. How long have you been marketing online and in person? And let me see. Thank you so much for liking the live. For those of you, how do you get the forms you need for your business? That's a good question. It should come with your policies and procedures. Policies and procedures also need forms. Let me see. I just want to get through these top questions and make sure. When is your next class set to start? I found out about the summer one. Big good question. My next one is set to start September the 8th. And thank you so much for the gifts, Nurse Jordan. That's for the Kickstarter. We have the Kickstarter and the Next Step program starting at the same time. And then I'm going to come to you on YouTube and Facebook. Just a second. I just started. I'm just putting my application in to get my house certified. Then I will get into it. Okay, where are you located? I don't do house certifications like group homes. Oh, thank you. Just pay for the insurance. Hey, body lady. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Okay, cool. Okay, and TR on YouTube said, when is the 4-day marketing virtual training if you're having it this month? I am having it this month. And before I finish, let me see what is my schedule. It's my schedule, TR. I'm really trying to figure out what day I'm going to have. I believe she's asking about the 4-day marketing training on how to get private pay clients. Where's my calendar? It's just that, do you guys feel like it's like with school about to start and everything like that, you're just like trying to like get so many things in place? What's the difference between my class and my seminar? Oh yeah, great question. My seminar, or AKA my home care startup to stack up conference, the home care Kickstarter program, you could get the full detail on my YouTube channel. I just went through all of the things we go over. But that is my ultimate home care licensing program for new people, right? It includes your policies and procedures. And then we go into your administrator or agency manager training. And that includes, your client care section, HR, marketing, blah, blah, blah. Right. That is overall a 6-month mentorship program. It also includes one-on-one sessions and licensing assistance and mentorship, right? So that is what is in the Kickstarter program is more detailed than my home care startup to stack up conference. So my home care startup to stack up conference is designed for people who want to start up and stack up, and our in-person event, or what you're saying, seminar, is offering an intensive. That means you come there and then you get, like, let's say you get like an espresso version of the different parts of the program. Plus we're going to have, hey Coach E, plus you have, experts. You have, oh, thank you so much. You have experts. I was talking to Erica, the boss chick, earlier. Erica does several things. Oh, she's jumping off. Are you still here? Are you still here? Okay, let me see. Tell people what you do. Let me bring you up. Hey, Coach E. We were talking about how to vet out a home care coach, because a lot of people up here that, talk, but they don't deliver. And you provide services for people who want to start a non-medical emergency transportation business. You help them with their AI, if they want to automate their businesses, and so much more. So just with you in the non-medical transportation industry, have you seen some imposters? That was like what we're talking about.
Hey y'all, what's going on? I am Coach E, also known as Erica the Boss Chick. Listen, I have seen plenty of imposters. I have seen so many people. They'll learn something on Thursday. By Saturday, they are the coach. They are the guru. So yes,
that's so true. Yes.
You gotta find out how much experience do they have, like, for real. If they ain't been through nothing, they can't tell you. I mean, yeah, we got AI out there, ChatGPT, telling people how to do things, and now they think they're an expert. And I tell people all the time when I am teaching on AI, just because AI or ChatGPT tells you how to do something does not make you an expert. Just like when I tell people, when you're creating an ebook, make sure you have experience. Why? Because I can go out there right now and create an ebook on how to make 6 figures in the tax industry. I'm not gonna do that, because if you come and ask me, I don't have experience. I'm not an expert. So listen, don't just buy those ebooks. Make sure you are vetting. You are getting somebody that knows their stuff, somebody that's been in it, somebody that have experience, somebody that can tell you the ups, the downs, the ins, and the outs. So that's my opinion. Make sure that you have somebody that can do it.
Awesome, yeah. So I'm not going to put up there what we talked about earlier, but I'll look forward to hearing back from you. But that's what we're up here talking about, how to vet. Because I had so many calls today after me and you spoke of just people saying they got licensed, but they got nothing. They don't know what to do. And essentially the person just did their paperwork. You know, got a lot of people that just know how to fill out the right things on the application, you know?
That's crazy. But before I go, y'all, let me introduce myself, because look, Savvy, she did not introduce me.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Listen, I am Erica, the About Shit Coach, whatever you want to call me. I teach people how to start, run, and grow their own non-emergency medical transportation business. I started my NEMT business back in 2014, okay? 2014 till about 2021, 22. I had about 13 to 14 drivers on my roster. Listen, I did payroll, I did the hiring, I did the firing, I did it all. I did the billing, I did it all. I transported, I've done it. From 22, when COVID shut me down, I got sick with COVID. I've actually been teaching people how to start, run, and grow their own NEMT business. So if you're in this industry, in a home care industry, why not get paid to transport your clients? Whether you get paid by Medicaid or you get paid by private pay. So that's what I do. I teach people how to do that. I am a grant writer. So if you have a business, you need to make sure your business is structured properly. I am a grant writer. I do business formation, and then I also teach you how to use AI in your business. So listen, if y'all need to know how to use AI, how to use ChatGPT, how to automate, just to help you, that's what I do. So I'm about to get off of here. Thank you.
Okay.
And I will be back in contact with you.
Okay. All right. Have fun. Okay. Bye. All right. We had a conversation. I look forward to sharing something good by next week, hopefully, about my conversation today with Coach E. Purple Hearts to you too. But yeah, so if you want to know like what's the difference, like, you know, we have someone come into the home care startup the Stack Up conference who's going to help you go through, like, if you want to be Medicare certified, she's going to go through your, like, what to do to get that accomplished. I'm going to also have some other intensives. Like, it's going to be a lot of hands-on things that I can't always do in, over Zoom. And that's why everybody that joins my home care Kickstarter, that you get a special, really, really discounted price to the home care conference, because I essentially want you to be able to benefit from both. I want you to be able to come and meet with myself in person and my featured guests. My featured guests, my idea of the home care startup to Stack Up conference, and then we're going to get back to vetting a home care, is that you really learn in one day. That means it's really intensive, how to go from startup to Stack Up. Like, you know what parallel services to put with your business. What do you mean by parallel services? So you heard with what Coach E does, right? She helps people start non-medical emergency transportation companies. Imagine if at the same time you're starting your home care business, you can be putting another business, which is going to be parallel, in place. Parallel works like this. I love group homes. I have some friends that do group homes. I have some friends that do assistant livings. Well, I'll say business buddies. But that's not as easy to parallel as NEMT, nurse staffing. Like it just works like this. It's like a perfect pair of shoes. It those with home care or home health care. I even have someone that I'm getting finalized that's going to also go over nurse infusion for my nurses. So we're going to be, we're going to be doing a panel where you have these experts right in front of you answering questions and then giving you the framework of how to set it up. So if you go later on and work with me or work with them, you're already so far ahead of it because you know how it's going to work. And then you're in the room with other people who want their business to be super successful in these times, right? And we're showing you how to start it and how to stack it, right? Because a lot of the things that we did by accident that caused us to have super, super, super duper success, then that is something that you can learn how to do again in one day. Because I'm a big component of work hard and then play hard, right? Work hard and then play hard. So I'm asking them to come and give you guys everything. And then I'm going to have like 2 vendors maybe offer some CEUs to, like I said, some of my nurses who want to. There are nurses. Here's another parallel business. There are nurses who have agencies that only do wound care, right? So I'm finalizing which wound care company I'm going to have come to the event. People are just really, really, I'm busy right now. People are just busy right now. Everybody, we already have the date finalized. We already have the menu finalized for breakfast and lunch. We got a full day at a very, very beautiful modern hotel that's right by BWI Airport. So it's perfect to drive in or fly in. We even have rooms blocked if you guys want to stay there. It's I didn't plan on talking about this, but okay, somebody was asking questions. So, but anyway, that was a really great question. And that's what you can expect. But everybody who has enrolled in my home care Kickstarter program, whether you're on a payment plan or you paid in full, I've already started posting in my WhatsApp group the discounted rate for the conference, because it's going to be an intensive. So an intensive means we get like, it's almost like that's why I said it's like a shot of espresso. I don't want to say intensive care because that's kind of like negative. All right, so we got the strong version of everything you need to do right now. Okay. All right. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube, and I'm not sure if you heard Coach E, but she was sharing about what she's doing. Well, so I'm in the process of getting my RSA, but how do you get private pay clients, please? You have to market. There's so many ways to get private pay clients. That's why TR, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, was asking me if I was going to do the my daughter keeps getting up. Lay down, princess. If I was going to do the 4-day marketing training. No, sweetie, because you have to go to sleep. You want to sleep there, or you want to sleep in your room and I come back up and get you? You want to sleep right there, or you want to get back up? Like, my daughter keeps coming in my office so much. She literally has like a little mini bed right here because she keeps getting up. Like, what's going on? Anyway, let me finish since she's getting up. All right. Okay. So 1, let me go back to how to vet a home care coach or consultant. We said look for proven industry experience, ask for your specific outcomes, like what are you going to get at the end of their services or your program. Check and see what kind of training that they offer. Again, I'm even encourage you guys to take it a little bit easy on them if they're not like super detailed. They might be new. They might be that don't have as many mentees as me. I've worked with over 700 people, verified testimonies, and I also want you to ask them or have an understanding of their support structure. Like, what do you get? Like, how do you get, do they have like a period of time for Q&A? So we on my home care Kickstarter program, not only do we do Q&A during every session, but that's what we also use our WhatsApp group for just asking questions. Then you can have your two one-on-one Zoom calls. Oh, let me not talk about me. Let me help you guys with what you should be looking for. What kind of live interactions do you get, or or are you just figuring it out on your own, right? And what's the best way to reach them? How can you reach them? Like, I'm a super busy person. My kids, my my husband, my businesses, my mentees that I have like regular on tap Zooms with, my lives, all these things, my monthly programs. But guess what? People know how they can reach me, how they can get in contact with me if they have an SOS question, right? So, and make sure I didn't have any questions. Be sure to educate and prepare attendees for audits, especially, oh, absolutely. Yeah, we go over that in the Kickstarter program. We go over your initial audit and preparing for unannounced surveys. And I even have like a free resource on my LinkedIn page. I also have it on my website on how to prepare for unannounced survey. What are the most common deficiencies? So, yes, I'm in the DMV, and my first home health care agency was in Maryland. Yes, you can bill for food service as well. Yep. That was a great question, Jocelyn. Those are all of those a la carte things that we leave on the table. Like, how do you exhaust all of your payer sources, right? That's what we want to know. How do you exhaust all your payer sources? Let me turn my light off, guys, as we're finishing up. Okay. Had to turn it off since baby girl is trying to go back to sleep, right? And we're almost done. Yep, that's called paying for, that's called getting paid for food delivery and meals. What's the link to sign up for the conference? Oh, sure. And I just uh had a was going back and forth with Jocelyn because for some reason it kept not being sent out. Let me post the link. But in the meantime, I want to take a couple of questions before I go put this little person back in the bed. Anybody want to tell me about their experience with their with getting licensed, or just have some general questions about getting started? Let me see. Okay, here it is. Okay. Certify your home. Okay, where's your home at? And so for those of you who are still on here, remember one of the main reasons why I'm sharing how you can vet a home care mentor, coach, consultant. Again, not because I'm bad talking anybody. I that is definitely not my intention tonight to bad talk anybody, but I do get a lot of calls from people who work with certain certified consultants, coaches, and like I said, I'm constantly doing damage control. Um, so while I'm waiting for a question, I just wanted to share that because of that, because a lot of people end up getting licensed, but they're lost. They don't know what to do. They got a license. They don't know how to market their business. They don't know what forms to use. You guys know I had s- um I talked with someone um last month. She got her first client, and guess what happened? She didn't know what she had no forms. She had no forms. She didn't know what forms to use to onboard the client. She didn't have an intake assessment. An intake sheet. She didn't have an assessment sheet. She didn't have a client contract. She didn't have a service agreement. She didn't have no forms for her workers to complete. And it's when I was mentioning certain terms to her, she was like, "What do you mean? What is that?" She had no information. And so I've always had this where I take my Kickstarter program and I pretty much discount it, where we remove the state approved policies and procedures. We remove the additional forms and um, maybe handbooks that you may have gotten with another mentor or coach or consultant. And we just give you the straight up training, fundamentals, and mentorship that you need for the first, within this 3 to 6 month period. And so I'm just now calling it the Next Step program because again, I keep getting people that want to know what is the next step. And in that, again, that's where we cover your service menu, how to do a niche specific services. How are you going to do specialized services? Um, how to make your scope of services make you stand out in a marketplace. What should you be charging? How to do market research for your business. Then we go over compliance. I need to train you how to be an administrator because that is your role and that is something that you need to know so that you can make sure that you avoid the risk that home care agencies can incur when you don't know how to be in compliance. That's when you can get fined. I think I've shared before how I got fined $686 a day because I didn't have a certain document signed in my home care business. And it was a valuable lesson for me. And you don't have to learn that the hard way. Then, your recruitment, how you're going to recruit, have an actual recruitment plan. What job sites or job posts will get you the attention of someone who's looking for work, doing your interviewing, during your hiring, doing your orientation and onboarding, and then how to retain those workers, right? So that's what we cover in our HR section. Our client section, again, goes over your client care, your assessments, dealing with difficult clients, what you need to capture in your client supervision in the field. what you need to capture in your quality assurance programs, what things would the state be looking for when it comes to your quality assurance. Then we also cover my favorite, marketing. So we go over some of my featured marketing training. We go over how to market to cancer patients. We go over a whole online series of setting you up with your social media, getting you social media templates, social media posting, what strategies to use on Instagram versus Facebook versus TikTok, right? And then we also cover how to market when you go to these skilled nursing facilities or rehabs. We teach you how to market to those at those places. Then we also teach you how to go to senior living communities, how to market your business to case managers, to social workers at hospitals. The list goes on. That's what's included in my Kickstarter program. So the next step is just you getting all of those trainings, but we eliminate the policies, procedures. We eliminate the policies, procedures. Why? Because I've seen too many people who pay for license help. They get their certificate, they get that number, and that's a great thing. That's a powerful thing. That is a thing to celebrate. But then they feel abandoned. They feel abandoned. They're waiting for their mentor. They're waiting for their coach to give them the next thing to do. And guess what? There is nothing else for their coach to teach them because they don't know. And they've spent a lot of money to get licensed. And again, that's a beautiful thing. That's something you should be proud of. But they don't know how to build. They don't have any operational systems. They have no back office. They don't have a client acquisition strategy. They don't have anything. So that's my special program, The Next Step. And guess what? We've taken people who have been licensed. Last fall, I had 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 people who work with the same company. I'm not going to call their name. They start with a C, who were licensed. These people had spent $13,000 and they were licensed. One was licensed for 6 months and he did not know what to do. He had went to their boot camp in Florida. He had did everything on their checklist and he didn't know what to do. So it wasn't called The Next Step back then, but that's my new name for it. He was in the Next Step program. And the other mentee was in the Next Step program. All of them were right there the same time. Some people were getting their initial license support. And guess what? They didn't feel lost. They didn't feel like, oh, I've heard this before, because they didn't. They have never heard it before. That was their first time hearing it. And guess what? They had questions when I was going through the different parts of the sections. And even like if we were to do a business plan and they were looking at their own business plan, they're like, what do you mean? How do I do that? They were completely confused and initially until the end of the program. So that is that's something else that we're able to provide. If you're already licensed, you can join the Next Step program. And people are like, oh, does it include marketing? Yes, it includes marketing. But we get to that towards the end because you need your foundation, you need your infrastructure. All right. Last questions. Can you send me the link to register to how to get private pay? Yeah, I will send you the link, Tony. I haven't set that up yet. So if I submit my application and get approved before October, I will have to pay fees for 2025 and 2026. I'm not understanding. Oh, I'm working on, I just saw the first part. I'm working on getting my license in Georgia. I was reading the application and realized the fiscal year starts October 1st. Oh, yeah. So if I submit so I'm waiting. Yep, you should wait. You should wait. Connecticut does the same thing. I don't know what their thing is about October. Okay, you're in Wisconsin. How do I have you as a mentor? I look forward to starting my own. I'm just so scared. Don't be scared. What are you scared of? Just call me Flo. I'm in Minneapolis. The process for assisted living takes over 8 months. Don't, again, I'm not shooting down assisted living or group home. I have some business colleagues that have operate very, very successful assisted livings and group homes. But guess what? Remember, I keep telling you guys, we don't have a cap. Assisted livings have a cap. Group homes have a cap. We don't have a cap. They'll say, oh, my group home generates $100,000 a month. We can, how about, I know you guys are always like, well, Deshawn must be throwing years out of there. Year 8, how about $100,000 a week? How about $100,000 a week? A week, yes. My weekly billing and payment from Medicaid was at was about 89K, and the rest was from my private pay and my VA. A week. Very easy to do in home care because we have no cap on clients. And the people that I'm inviting to speak with me at the home care stack up the startup intensive, they're trying to show you the fast way to do this. The fastest way to do this. And that's what we need to know, right? Thank you for following. Do you know how long it takes to get licensed and Medicaid approved in PA? In PA, Jocelyn, we average about 2 months, 2.5 months. And then after that, the Medicaid approved is about another 45 days. What part of PA are you in? Oh, it took you about 3 weeks. If the MCO, yes. Which training? Which training? Here's the thing is that the MCOs are open in if you're in Philly, it's a wait list. It's a wait list if you're in Philly. It is a wait list when you're in Philly. Go check out, I did a live yesterday on the state of on PA healthcare on what's going on in Pennsylvania, based upon some good initiatives. So it still is a good idea to get licensed, but Philly is a very saturated area. I don't even like to use that word, but it's a very saturated area. It would be better if you go out a little bit. One of my mentees from my winter Kickstarter, he's in Lake County. Guys, he just got a contract with he got that's what I said. There's so many things to talk about of this home care Stack Up to Startup conference. He got a local government contract. And he just got licensed in February. He already has a look. You need that. I'm just saying, yeah. Yeah. That's what I had here. 100,000 a week. Easily. Because remember, you got a basket. I'm trying to teach you guys to not let Medicaid be the only egg in your basket. You know why? They're trying to cut that egg in half. And you got Medicaid as the only egg in your basket. You want to have private pay, Medicaid, VA, supplemental insurance, Medicare Advantage if you can, respite companies if you can, workers' comp, and local government contracts. I just named 8 that I had successfully. And it's about 15 I have in my book. No, Jocelyn, I would not say it would be better to get licensed in Delaware since Philly is saturated, because Delaware takes 18 months to get licensed. So I wouldn't want you waiting that long. But go watch that video because I gave some pretty specific instructions. It's on my Savvy Business Chick YouTube channel. And I just did it yesterday. That should help you. What's a good insurance company for Florida? Oh, that's such a vague question. You're saying good insurance company, but there's 4 different types of insurance. That's such a hard question for me to answer because I don't really know anything so much to follow what you're talking about. Okay. And I think I've answered just about everybody's question. Just call me Flo, get on my calendar so we can talk. Lastly, before we get off, whether you work with me or not, I would love to work with you. If not, just, let's be professional best friends. Whenever you come on to my lives, show me some love with the hearts and sharing. I'm here to share because that's what God, told me to do. He said, go talk to them about this. And I'm like, why do I keep having these conversations all the time? Like so many calls today and so many calls last week. I just let me just give you guys some guidance, right? On, who to use and who not to use, who to work with and who not to work with, right? And, if you're able to join one of my programs, again, I would love to have you and help you with growth. So we have the Home Care Kickstarter program. It's like a form of private pay. It's actually funded locally. It's actually funded locally. We have the Home Care Kickstarter program. We only do this program 3 times a year. So this is the last one for this year. And don't be distracted by all of the noise of the OBB, the One Big Beautiful Bill. There are still a lot of great things happening in our industry. And remember, I keep saying that silver tsunami is coming. It's coming, it's going to hit this country, and it may seem like they're cutting things off that would affect our way to make money, but you just got to keep reading the news and read it on both sides. I meant to share that I literally saw yesterday the same funding they said that they were removing from um, the rural areas, that they were about to do like a 50 million or $50 billion fund to help rural areas. And it specifically said that Dr. Oz, who is the CMS director, that he was going to give certain advantages to hospitals that do telehealth, that do home care and home health care. They know what's going on. They know what's going on. But if you get distracted by the noise and you make it political and not look at the business opportunities, you will miss out. You won't submit your application. You won't grow your business. You won't be visible. So this is not the time to do that. Again, whether you work with me or not, this is still a good time to start a home care business. And remember, millionaires are made during hard times, during times that look like recessions. I'm going to say it again. Millionaires are made during hard times, during times that look like recessions. Why? Because while everybody else is running scared, they're taking advantage of the opportunities. And guess what? They're stacking up. They know how to stack up. They know how to stack up. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to learn how to stack up, not be scared of the opportunities. But if you on here and you got a prayer life, ask God to keep showing you the opportunities, things that you might say, that ain't nothing. Just look at all the people who got onto Bitcoin when they said, "What is this?" Let's think about the 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 founder of Airbnb. He started Airbnbs during the 2008 housing market crash. Things don't happen in the way that we think they're going to happen. They don't happen when everything's lined up. He started Airbnb during the 2008 crash, an unlikely time to start something that had to do with housing people. So ask God for wisdom, because wisdom is a principal thing. And it says that if you ask for wisdom, all you need to do is ask for wisdom to make the right decision, not the wrong decision. And it says that God will give it to you in abundance. So just ask Him for wisdom. I'm giving you guidance on how to vet out a home care coach or mentor if you're choosing one, or you can join our program. Like I said, the last one for the year starts in September, and then we also have the conference. So take care, guys, and I probably won't be back up here until Monday. But Josephine, send me an email. Send me an email if you're trying to reach me at mentor@savvybusinesschick.com, or you can always go to my website, www.savvybusinesschick.com. Get on my calendar. Again, I do free calls every Thursday. I have 15 calls today. I shouldn't even have enough energy to talk to you guys on live, but I do, because I want to help you and protect you from from making a mistake if you get connected to the wrong business coach or business consultant. All right, have a good night. Take care. Good night.